Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome back to another Wild Eye Wednesday. Now, today I'm going to be taking a look at Mortuary Massacre. But before I get into my review, I wanted to take the time to thank Wild Eye for just being a great company. Now, they didn't send me this one, I actually bought this one, but they do have an awesome company. They are definitely where it's at with independent horror. I'm going to put their links to their YouTube channel and their official website in the description box below. Definitely check them out. Now, Mortuary Massacre is a 2016, depending on where you look, 2017 film, which runs approximately 83 minutes and is directed by Christopher James Miller. Now, he was responsible for Iron Horse, The Forbidden Dimensions, and some shorts. Now, this stars Todd Brown as Detective Geiger. He was in The Forbidden Dimensions, Iron Horse, and Quarantined. Carl Carew as Mortimer King. He was in Gross Out, Life on Mars, and Iron Horse. And Stephen Briggs as Grant Hoffman. He was in Induced Effect, Frank Blue, and some TV. Now, when I got this, I thought it was a slasher movie, but it ended up being a anthology, which is fine with me because I love anthologies. So I'm actually going to be breaking it down segment by segment like I usually do and giving my ratings on the segment out of 10. Of course, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. And then I'll give the overall anthology a rating as well, which I don't normally do with normal films, but I like to break it down with anthologies just so you know what you're getting yourself into. Now, we're going to start with the first segment, which is called The Apartment. Now, this was my least favorite. This got a 6.5, and it's about a guy who runs an apartment complex. He basically fixes stuff, keeps the grounds nice, and he hates tenants. He starts to see some weird stuff, and that's pretty much all I can get into without spoiling the rest of it. Now, these are short segments, of course, so yeah, you have to kind of bear with me there. The second one is called Snake-Eyed Jack, and this was actually a slasher. And the person that you see on the cover is actually Snake-Eyed Jack. And I thought this was a really cool one. This got a 7.5. This is about a girl whose father was an Old West marshal, I believe, or a sheriff. I can't remember. But apparently he had buried a bunch of gold, and he is back to get his gold. That's all I can say on that one. But that got a 7.5. I really enjoyed it. That was more of a slasher film. The first one was more of a, I guess you could call it a slasher, more of a supernatural slasher, I guess. And the third segment is called False Face. This is actually my favorite of the lot. Usually I tend to gravitate towards slasher segments, but I really enjoyed this one. This is about an actor who keeps losing a part to a famous actor, and he basically gets tired of it and starts to fight back. And I'll leave it at that. Now, this one got an 8. I really enjoyed this one. This is done in a grindhouse. All of these segments and the beginning and the info and the intro and everything is done in a grindhouse sort of fashion, which I thought was very fitting for it. I loved it. I just thought this was a great anthology. Now we have our wraparound segment, which is called Toe Tags. Now, Toe Tags is about Detective Geiger, who I mentioned in the beginning, and Mortimer King. Now he goes to this. He goes to a mortuary named Romero King Mortuary, which I thought was really cool. A very cool nod to the directors, or the writer and director. And he has to examine, or not examine, but he has to look at the bodies. And he is shown the bodies by the person who's there, which is Mortimer King. Now, I gave this one a 7. I enjoyed this one. It was a good wraparound, in my opinion, and I did enjoy it. Now, as far as the entire anthology, I kind of rounded it up to like a 7.5. Like I said, I really enjoyed this. I like the approach they took. It's done in a grindhouse fashion. This is actually getting re-released under Wild Eyes Raw and Extreme label, which is it's going to be either next month or the month after, if I'm not mistaken. But this is well worth the money. Like I said, this has an actual another full length movie on it called Carrion, which I haven't watched yet, but I'll get to it. And two short films that were briefly introduced in the anthology. So you have Frankenstein Goes to School or Goes to Camp. I can't remember which one. But that's like a 20-minute short film, and it was only a little bit was played in the anthology itself. And you also have, now I can't remember the name of it. Oy, Psycho A Go Go, I think it is. Yeah, but I haven't watched either of them either. You do get part of that in the actual anthology itself. So this is definitely well worth the money. You get two full length films, and it's worth it for Mortuary Massacre alone. I really enjoyed this. I hope to see some stuff from them in the future because I think they're actually talented filmmakers, and I definitely do recommend it. And another special thank you to Wild Eye for just being a great company. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.